Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your monthly reading for November 2023. This is for Pisces and Pisces Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Pisces. I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So Pisces, this month, wow, it is a big month. I want you to congratulate yourselves. Okay, congratulations, you made it. We just came through like lunar shifts, nodal shifts. We had a huge retrograde period where basically all planets were retrograde at one point. I mean, it was pretty retrograde-y, okay? And then, of course, the eclipses. So we've gone through a lot. Y'all have gone through a lot. So I want you to be very proud of yourself, all right? There's been a lot of changes that have been happening for y'all. Almost like, with these eclipses, a lot more to come, okay? And as we enter Sagittarius season, there's going to be a lot of focus on your career. But again, just be proud of yourself. And I want you to think about the Truman Show. I want you to think about the ending of that movie. You remember that movie when Jim Carrey made it to the door, and he opened the door and he left that world? And listen, this is your Truman Show moment, okay? You are now entering this new cycle, this new stage, this new era in your life. There's a lot of changes that you want. There's a lot of changes that have been happening. So I want you to be very imaginative now. I want you to be very imaginative. Imagine the future that you want for yourself, okay? And that's the reason why I bring up this Truman Show analogy, is because, as a viewer, you are meant to imagine what happens for him when he, walks through that door. And so imagine your reality. Imagine what you want for yourself, okay? The other reason I'm bringing this up is because Neptune, if you're a subscriber, I don't talk about Neptune that much. Neptune is very active this month. And as you know, Neptune is in your sign. You know what else has happened in Pisces? Saturn. Saturn's going direct. And Saturn is also in your sign. So this is a big month for you. This is a really big month for you. So I really can't stress enough. November is, I did a 3-month ahead forecast. It's in my channel, but if you saw that, you know that I said November is out of the 3 months, like October, November, December, and even September. November is the month that's a little bit more like, there's really great aspects, but then also some very interesting aspects that are very, let's just say it, challenging, okay? And we'll go through those, but just to let you know, you're on the brink of something new. A lot of y'all have already gone through changes. So with that said, let's see what's going on for you, all right, for November 2023. Again, this is for Pisces and Pisces rising. If you want to read for your moon, your Venus, you are absolutely welcome to. I want you to remember the first half of the month, we still have Mars and the Sun and even Mercury for like the first week in Scorpio, okay? A lot of intensity there. But the fact that Jupiter is in your, Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus, Uranus is going to be very active this month, okay? So I'm just going to let you know now. And so there's elements of travel that a lot of Pisces will have on their mind, or you may be traveling, you may be maybe even planning trips right now. The other thing that's happening is that Venus is moving into Libra, all right? So this is really big. And so if you I would definitely recommend reading your Venus. Venus is at home in Libra. It does better in Libra. It's in its domicile than Virgo. Venus was in Virgo for a while. And will still be in the first half of the month. But Venus moving into Libra is your 8th house. Like I said I think I told you in your last reading, Scorpio rules the 8th house, and it's all about transformation. It's all about this next cycle in your life, especially coming after the eclipses. So, out of all the signs, with Saturn going direct, with Neptune being very active, both in your sign and all these other aspects that are happening, you're going through a lot of changes, Pisces. There's a lot of things that you want now. There's a lot of things that you want and that you are imagining for yourself. And there are a lot of things that have already, may have already started for you or you're on the brink of. So, with that said, Pisces, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what's going on for you for November 2023. The other thing is, if you are new to my channel, don't forget that after I do your spread, I do break it down. All right. Week by week. So I pull a lot more cards and I leave all the the key astrological dates in the description box if you do want to follow along. All right. So Pisces, and I said earlier I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, and I am going to also pull some clarifiers with your reading. You're really good. You're really good. Listen. There's some signs that are just like, this month is this is a very pivotal month, but it's also, like I said, there's going to be some challenges, and I'll talk you through those. I'll tell you the best days of the month and some days that are challenging, but let's get started. You did get the King of Wands. I love this for you. This is amazing. This is great. It looks like a lot of y'all have come into a lot more power. Y'all have really identified passions, maybe even pursued a lot of passions, or a lot of things have been working out in your favor, especially with career, because the King of Wands is like the entrepreneur, right? He is the big, very influential, very inspiring. He has so much passion inside him. In fact, you can see that he's like tilted forward. Like, he can't sit still. He really wants to continue pursuing passions, helping others with their passions, things that, and especially again, very work related, but very transformative energy here. With the King of Wands, you do see the salamander here. The salamander is, a symbol of transformation. And again, like I said, we're still in Scorpio season. So there is that intensity that it brings to that. And a lot of that is spiritual for y'all, okay? Because it is in your 9th house of spirituality and your belief system. A lot of you may be seeing things a different way, or may have been introduced to new things where you're just like, ooh, I like this shiny new toy that, you get what I'm saying. But really, really great with the King of Wands and Temperance in the heart of your spread. So keep in mind, this is not a weekly reading, it's a monthly reading. And so hello, Temperance is Sagittarius. So as we move into Sagittarius season, and it's not just moving into Sagittarius season, Pisces. It's Mars moving into Sagittarius. It's Mercury moving into Sagittarius. Like, a lot of activity happening in Sagittarius that is in your 10th house of career. So this is really great. You have an archangel in the heart of your spread. And this is just saying, like, enjoy it. Just enjoy the moment. Don't let anything get your goat. Don't let anything really, have any sort of impact on you where it feels like if you're frustrated, things aren't going fast enough. If you're frustrated, or even feel that, things aren't going your way, just be patient. Things will. This is saying everything's happening for you, okay? You trust your intuition. Let your intuition guide you. Y'all are among the most intuitive signs. In fact, you are like the most psychic. You know that, right? You rule the 12th house. And so this is really great. I love that you have the, Temperance. So really think about that. What are ways that I can balance things in my life so I don't feel stressed or I don't feel anxiety? What can I do to, really squash those low energy frequencies, knowing that the things that I want are coming, okay? And because there's so much new things happening for you this month, there are some things where I feel like I want you to test the waters. Do you know what I mean? Test the waters instead of diving full in, like really going for things that you feel passionate about, especially because Neptune is very active. You know, Neptune is also like illusion and fantasy, and there are going to be some hard aspects with Neptune. So really, really, really just test the waters on some things, and just be very your intuition will guide you. Did you see my entire table shake? That is a big sign to pay attention to that message. Now, Ace of Wands, that is a great card in your challenge area, though. So, looking at your entire spread, it looks like a lot of y'all, something new will come through. Really nurture it. It's like something new. So something new is going to come through, and it may be so new to you that it may be a little frustrating, but the fact that you have temperance in the heart of your spread, you're going to be fine. Just trust your intuition, okay? Just be your authentic self and you're going to be good, all right? The second thing is some things that you did want may not come as fast as you want it to, or they may not come in the way that you had expected. Again, just let your intuition guide you, and always have that gratitude. Okay, always have that gratitude that it did come. You did get it, or it is coming. Don't let any of these low energy frequencies really put you in a spot that's like pulling you further down, right? And like that quicksand energy. You always want to be vibrating at a really high frequency, okay? I say it all the time. Match the frequency of the reality you want. You can't help but get that reality. That was Einstein who said that. Einstein, who was a Pisces, all right? So really vibrate at a high frequency, especially when you have the archangel in the heart of your spread. Now, you did get the Seven of Wands in your crown. So there is a sense of you feeling this month like you may be a little. So a big message coming through is like some Pisces, like it's like a scale. It's like, and then it's like, okay, I'm fed up. So a lot of Pisces are somewhere in the scale right now. But again, don't let anything, like I said earlier, like get your goat. Don't like, as long as you're trusting your intuition, you're good. Everything's fine. You have no fears. You have no anxieties. It's like water off a duck's back. There are going to be moments this month where there could be some challenging, like people may be a little ego trippy. There could be some challenging aspects. But if you're like really reactive in the moment, it doesn't make that situation better. So trusting your intuition, just really taking a seat back and just be like, I'm cool. I got this. And then you'll be fine. All right. You'll be fine, because it looks like there is a sense of a lot of y'all feeling that you're defending yourself a lot this month. And maybe even there could be some things where there could be a little bit of conflict, but at the end of the day, it's really you focusing on your self-worth, your self-value. All of that is going to be very important, okay? And I feel like that's been happening for a while for Pisces now. Actually, in fact, if you think about what happened back in July, the North Node, like your destiny, right? Moving into Aries in your second house, right? That is self-worth and self-value, and what is going to bring you comfort, what is going to bring you stability. So it's really like you fighting for the things that you want now, and you want some new things for sure. A lot of y'all will see a lot of that happen in career, and even money. Speaking of the fact that I just talked about, your North Node moving into Aries is a big deal. Okay, it's a huge deal because it's not just self-worth and self-value, and that confidence, but it is money too. Okay, the second house rules salary, finances. So there is a sense of that happening as well. A lot of y'all looking to really move in that direction. It could be money, yeah. And if you're not here for money, wealth in other forms, pentacles are your physical reality. They're earthbound. So even something in your physical world, like a relationship or whatnot, there could be something that is happening this month, or new that comes this month, or you've entered something new already, and now it's like nurturing it again.
pages again are they're young. They bring in the fresh new energy. And this page, look how compelled he is by that pentacle. All he wants to do is become the king of pentacles, and he will. He will. Okay, as long as you stick to it, as long as you continue to learn and nurture this new thing that's happening in your life, and you're going to be completely successful. You have a lot to celebrate. You have the Three of Cups in your future. This is absolutely amazing. This is a card of celebration. It's a color. It's great to have this card. What I love about this card coming up for you particularly, Pisces, is that this is three sisters toasting each other. All right. So three is also the birth of new things. It's creation. So there's something new that you could be celebrating, whether it is a job, a new job, or a relationship, whatever resonates with you. Right. Every Pisces is different, and the cups are your emotions and feelings and love and even wonderment, intuition and whatnot. But there is a sense of success and succeeding and feeling really good. A lot of bonding in this card as well. Now, what I love about this card is that Jupiter is in your third house. Okay, so that's very interesting, especially because you did get the Three of Cups and Jupiter in your third house. It's not only communication, but it is like siblings and aunts and uncles and neighbors as well. So there is something that could have to do with relatives and siblings that you're celebrating as well in the future. But this is really great. I mean, yeah, oh yeah, and clarifiers. Yeah, and interestingly, it is going to be something that very emotional for you. I mean, you did get the moon. It is something, and in tarot, the moon is ruled by you. So you pulled your own card here, but you have the Three of Cups, the moon, and now the Page of Wands. So yeah, there is something that's going to be very emotional here that is going to help you evolve. All right, really help you evolve, and it's going to be very nice. And there is going to be a sense of you really going within to really think about what what you're celebrating, this new thing. And for a lot of y'all, it could, the moon is all about intuition, right? So trusting your intuition is still like a big thing here. But you see that was followed by the Page of Wands, and you already got a page here. And so it looks like there is something like really new. Remember, three is all about that creation, something new. Uh, so you have something new that could be very emotional for you, but it is something that could be something that is like possibly forcing you to like face some fears, face some anxieties, knowing that you're fine. All right, because all these emotions are, it's how you work with them, right? It's how you work with them. It's that helps you evolve. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I talk about energy all the time. I talk about emotions all the time. Actually, emotions, if you break it down to its etymological root, emotere, right? It's energy and motion. So emotions are actually very neutral. It's the action that you put toward the emotions that put them in motion, right? So that's your duty here. But it looks like, with the moon flanked by the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands, and you also remember have the Page of Pentacles here, and you have the King of Wands. I mean, you have the Ace of Wands too, but it really is like something that as long as you really evolve, I mean, like, just honestly, it looks like there's got to be something really nice that happens in your future, and it's going to make you go within and really think about things, and you know uh, uh, almost inspire you in a way where you're like, I don't need to worry about this anymore, or why have I been worrying about this? Like everything's going to be absolutely fine with the Page of Wands, which again brings in that new energy and that transformative energy. Okay, really transformative, especially with the Page and the King here. I mean, I like this is really big. And then also remember Venus moving into Libra in your 8th house of transformation, and even the beginning of the month, all this activity in Scorpio, the Sun and Mars in Scorpio, like transformation, like this is big. This is big. I like this, but it looks like there is definitely something new happening. Something new. So just enjoy the ride. Don't stress. You're going to be good. Okay. Pisces, let's see what's going on with your staff. Pisces, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what's going on. I want to hear from y'all. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you. So I am truly grateful. I really do appreciate it. So, oh. Okay. All right. You're good. I mean, you're really good. Um, wow. Okay. So, wow. Let's get started. You got the 4 of Swords. And sorry, I know my voice is like gone. It's like really early Saturday morning, but I just did like a couple readings. So, but do you like the raspiness of my voice? I actually kind of like it sometimes. Anyway, you did get the 4 of Swords. This is absolutely amazing. Take some time to just, this is going to be a month where things can get a lot like especially with Saturn going direct, okay? And then remember Neptune being very active. Like you could be like just in the zone. And you could feel like there's a lot more responsibilities, but it's all in your first house. So there's a lot of like identity, like you thinking about your identity, you thinking about you, okay? Even like physically, like it is your first house, right? So obviously that's going to affect Pisces risings more than Pisces, but all Pisces are going to feel this. All Pisces are going to feel this with Saturn and Neptune in your sign. It's going to be a big thing, but really take that time to just, again, this is just saying, don't stress, go within, have those meditative moments. Just, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. This is really great. This card is actually ruled by Libra. And I'm going to tell you why that's relevant later. But again, Venus moving into Libra in your 8th house is really big. Okay. It's really big. That is all about, and don't forget, we also have that new moon solar eclipse in Libra that was in your 8th house. So, transformation is a big thing happening for Pisces right now. And it's like, you're going to love this transformation. And remember what I said, Saturn and Neptune in your first house, your physical body, like you could be thinking about that as well. With Venus in Libra, Venus all about beauty, right? So there could be like ways that you're thinking about your appearance and whatnot. But even still, with just this card alone, like, wow, really just take some time to like reflect, and it's just a feel good energy that I'm getting from your spread. You did get the Hierophant, which is really great, in your external factors area. So I really love this, especially because the biggest message coming through is like, it seems like there is something, a lot of Pisces, I feel like you're doing something different. You're learning something new. Or a lot of y'all are teaching something or learning something new. It's a big thing that's happening for you. But it looks like there is a lot of wisdom that you're going to get this month. And it looks like there is going to be someone that is going to be very influential in your life. I'm getting more of like just kind of like a teacher or guru or something like that, especially spiritually. But also it could be just like, even like a parent or a friend or whatnot. But or even someone you don't even know at all. Like you could go into like Trader Joe's, and the guy standing in line behind you looks at you and says oranges, and then something just like in your brain, you're like, oh my god, like that is the thing that I needed to know. Like there is going to be some sense of like wisdom that you're getting, because that's, you have the Hierophant here. And what's really interesting is the Hierophant is Taurus, right? And so remember what I said, Jupiter is in Taurus in your 3rd house of communication. So looks like something's going to be communicated to you. You did get the 7 of Swords. Okay. So this is great where it falls in your spread. It really is saying like, no more BS. Like there is a sense of you not wanting to like run away from anything and really like being honest with yourself now. And I encourage that with a month with Neptune at play, like like playing hard this month. Neptune is playing really hard this month. All right. And Neptune again, like can bring like that fantasy, that illusion element to things. Just not like not being, again, being honest with yourself, not avoiding things that you know that you have to face. There is also some of y'all, if you do have any anxieties or stress, especially with the moon card coming up, it's time to really confront those. Okay. It's really time to confront those. And again, the easiest way is to like really develop and nurture like your intuition and tap into your intuition, because you are so built with intuition, Pisces. It's you just being very authentic. Okay. Lastly, you got the Lovers. Very, very interesting here. Very, very interesting. Because this is all about relationships at the end of the day. And remember, you did get the Four of Swords here, which is, Libra is a native ruler of partnerships and relationships. But it looks like there is going to be something about partners and relationships at the end of the day in this month. You may have to make a decision about the choice is yours. The power's in your hands. All right. And so I love these. I love this because there's a lot of, let's say, healing in your spread. There's a lot of moments of healing that is going to happen for you, which is really nice. And I want you to do it. I want you to have those moments of like healing from anything that was hard from you, any challenges that you had, but also healing as in like really responding to any fears or anything that may have been hard for you, and still maybe in your path, like smacking them out of the way. So there also could be something at home that you may have to deal with, or I wouldn't say deal with, but I would say like there could be something at home that you may have to make a choice around, because the Lovers is ruled by Gemini. We do have a full moon in Gemini at the end of the month, and it is in your fourth house, so your domestic sector, so your actual home. Okay, like maybe moving or whatnot, but there is moving in with a partner, or something with your partner or your children or your family. But again, it really just depends on what's happening in your life. But there is a choice that you're gonna have to make, and it could even be career, because there is a lot of career stuff here too. Now, Pisces, wow, you. I like your spread. I like your spread. You have a lot to look forward to with the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands in your future. The Lovers and your final outcome. You want me to clarify that for you too? I'll clarify it. You got the Queen of Cups. You're good. You're good. It looks a lot of, I'm not going to lie. Whatever you do, remember that healing thing, what I said about healing. Now it's just, there's a lot of self-love here. All right. So a lot of the healing brings that. All right. And then that self-love opens up your intuition. So this in your spirituality and whatnot. I love this. Queen of Cups is, just very loving and very intuitive, super intuitive actually. In fact, what I love about the Queen of Cups, she's just one of very, very, very few cards where you see purple and violet, right? I'm going to show you there. So the reason why you see it here too in the Lovers. So violet is like the crown chakra, right? That divine awareness. But violet has the shortest wavelength. So it has the highest energy. Or the highest level of energy. All right. You're good. You're good. You're absolutely good. Yeah, get some more purple and violet in your life. You see, I have all over I even have like a pyramid here that you can't see, but it's purple. But anyway, yeah, I love that for you. It looks like you are just gonna have. This is a big month of healing for you, but it's also a month of like a lot of progress, a lot of new things that are happening, but a lot of like just awakening. which is really amazing, spiritual awakening. And don't forget, the first half of the month, we still have all that activity in your ninth house of spirituality. Speaking of which, let's break it down. Let's see what's going on for you every week. So the first week of November, the really big thing for you, I'd pay attention to the second, November 2nd, Sun opposite Jupiter. This is actually just a really happy day. It's a day of like a lot of expansion, and you could be communicating a lot this week, okay? Because on the 4th, Mercury is going to oppose Uranus. So I really like that. You could be really compelling when you do communicate. Just be careful because it is opposing Uranus. Be careful about what you say. Don't go off script. Well, I mean, you can, but you could actually surprise yourself on this day with the way that you communicate. But you can just be, again, like very like commanding. But it is the same day that Saturn, which is in your sign, goes direct. So this is when things are going to start moving. Like, remember, Pluto went direct last month. Saturn's going direct this month. I mean, we have Jupiter going direct next month. So things are happening. Things are happening. The end of Truman, your Truman Show moment. All right. So the end of Truman, like something new. All right. So let's see what's going on for you. All right, Pisces, for the first week of November. You're good. You got the 6 of Wands. You're really good here. This is all about ascending. This is all about victory. This is all about success. You can see that, the people cheering him on in the back. I love this for you. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. So it looks like you are going to get some sort of recognition the first week, okay? Or there's something just really nice happening. It is a card of victory. And again, like eminence, okay? Which, by the way, if you break that down to its etymological root, eminence, eminere, to rise above. You're great. You're great, Pisces. Now, second week of November, Venus trining Pluto, November 6th. That's I've been saying it's fuego. It's fuego. It's really, really hot. It's really nice. Now, this is a week where, well, okay. So this day, I'm not going to lie. It's like if you're in a relationship, this is just like very spicy. All right. If you're single, you could have a moment. You could really, you meet someone. But at the end of the day, Venus really is all about desire, right? So it is a day for money too. If you have money in your mind, if romance, love, any of that, it's not a thing for you. It's like money, big money day. And then on the same day, Mercury is trining Neptune. Again, Neptune is in your sign. Like, when I say like this is your imagination is just gonna go wild this month, like you have no idea. On the 8th, Venus officially enters Libra. Again, that's in its domicile. We're gonna talk about that later in the weekly reading. And then Mercury moves into Sagittarius. Again, we'll talk about that in the weekly reading a little bit more. That I'm just gonna let you know, Mercury is in its detriment in Sagittarius. So it is kind of like it's like a silly placement for me. It's like kind of like goofy. It's like it's very optimistic, right? Sagittarius is very optimistic and explorative and adventurous, but Mercury is not. Mercury is more like logic. All right. So this placement is like very, I mean, it is very optimistic. It's not super like organized. It's like enthusiastic but a little scattered. It's like what is it? An escape room, right? Have you ever been to one? It's like when you get there, you're like giddy, and then you do the escape room, and it's fun and exciting, and you're like, oh my gosh, and your brain is forced to think in ways it's never thought before, right? But it's also like, what the heck? What is going on? Like, I don't get this. And so it is kind of an interesting placement, but again, we will talk a lot more about it. It's not a bad one. It's just like it's just you will be like thinking big. It is fun loving. But on the 11th, Mars will oppose Uranus. So I really want you to pay attention to this. This is a little heated. It could have to do something with travel. Not a great day to travel if if you are, just be be on guard. This is one of the most challenging days. Mars is hangry. He's very hangry. And so there could be some sort of unexpected conflict, but you see that the second week of November is super loaded, like a lot of big things happening here. All right. So let's see what's going on for you, Pisces, for the second week of November. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. You got the Emperor. I don't know. I mean, you're good. You're good. I did talk about money, and then I did mention all that Aries. You know how like the North Node moved into Aries in your second house of like money, and the Emperor is ruled by Aries. So this is just like the divine masculine here. This is like mastery of self. Remember, there's a lot of that happening with Saturn and having gone direct, and Neptune in your sign, and even with like Scorpio, all that activity like in your ninth house of spirituality, Venus going into Libra in your eighth house of transformation and power and money. There's like, you're good. Definitely moving in the direction of a lot of power and empowerment. That's a great thing. So third week, okay? So third week of November, we do have that new moon in Scorpio on the 13th. Okay, so November 13th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. Again, that's in your ninth house, spirituality, higher education. There could be something like with school, learning something new. Again, is a big thing for y'all. Okay, it's a really big thing for y'all this month. It's also long distance travel. There could be something there. The thing about this new moon is that the sun is going to be opposite Uranus. Again, making it a little just like, so for you particularly, I would just be very careful about the way that you do communicate, because remember, Uranus is in your third house of communication. There could be something tense that happens also with like siblings or even, neighbors or whatnot. But again, I would just be on guard. There just could be some sort of surprise, but I do like this new moon in Scorpio. I just don't like the sun opposite Uranus. Just be prepared for like, anything can happen this day, and it really is like, as long as you're guided by your intuition, as long as you have that, you're gonna be fine. Okay. The 17th, Mars and the sun is gonna try Neptune. They're both in your sign. I mean, when I say your creativity and like imagination is just going to be really wild this month, like you have no idea, because on this day, actually, the sun is going to conjunct Mars as well. It's like you're gonna have like, this is like a judgment card for you, like this like times a million, because this is, how we've had all these Mercury Kazimis. Well, now we have a Mars Kazimi. They're the sun and Mars both in Scorpio. I mean, like, this is in your ninth house of spirituality and education, and even publishing. If you're, are you writing a book? There may be some of y'all that may think about writing a book, or maybe sign with an agent or something this week. But even still, this is just a day where you're just going to feel very powerful, like very driven. All right. So again, a lot happening this week, even with like just these, little places. They're huge. All right. So let's see what's going on for you, Pisces. Oh my God. Did you see that? What did I just say? That is true kismet there. That is true kismet. I cannot even believe that happened. So it is like this spiritual awakening for you this week. I mean, like, you are going to have, it's like this, again, a lot of wisdom is like a big thing. Again, there may be someone here that really helps with that. Gray in tarot is wisdom. You see the dead arising from the blowing of the trumpet, Archangel Gabriel. All right, so that you have three archangels here: Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel. I mean, like, you're really good. You're really protected. You're fine. You are definitely having a really big spiritual moment this month. Okay. So with that said, the last week of, where are we? November. I love this week for you. But there are some days where I want you to be careful. So on the 20th and the 21st, the Sun and Mars are sextiling Pluto. This is just like, I mean, it's just empowerment. Remember, I talked about that empowerment energy. It's really, 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 really big for you. It's really big for you. Um, Pluto is in Capricorn in your 11th house of your hopes and wishes, but also like friends and groups you belong to, organizations you belong to. So there may be some activity around there. We'll talk about it more in the weekly reading. And then we officially enter Sagittarius season, but we enter it in a rocky way because the Sun square Saturn and Mars square Saturn. Mars moves into Sagittarius. So these are days where you may feel tested. There could be some like I'm not gonna lie, some challenging things, and this may have to do with like you and your identity and who you are, but also a lot of y'all may feel it in career. And then we also have that full moon in Gemini that ends the month, and so with these full moons they illuminate a lot of things, right? So this one's in Gemini again, in your 4th house of your home, your foundations of life, like your domestic sector, your partners, children, family. Mercury will square Neptune. Remember, Neptune is in your sign. So there really could be something. Just think about like looking at a full moon, but there's clouds in front of it. That's kind of like what this is. Just know the facts. Things can be a little like just illusional around this time. Just know the facts, okay? And there could be some things that are illuminated. We're just like, what? But it's not actually what it is, if that makes sense. So that's why it's just like know the facts first, and then you can react. But let's see what's going on for you. Again, a loaded week. A loaded week. So much happening. So with that said, Pisces, let's see what's going on for you for the last week of November. You're good. I mean, what can I say? You're really good here. You got the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, I did talk about money earlier, and then here you go with the richest queen. The last week, okay? The last week of the month. Really big. And what I love about this is remember how I said that full moon in Gemini? Think about what happened back in June, all right? June 17th, because that's when we have the new moon. This full moon is corresponding to the new moon back in June. But also remember Saturn went retrograde around that time as well. And now Saturn has gone direct and Saturn is in your sign. So you're going to feel that a lot. But what I love about this is that there's this maternal quality to the Queen of Pentacles. And she takes care of everybody in her kingdom, in her family, right? With the resources she has. So there is going to be that side of you that may come out. And it may even be with like friendships, groups you belong to as well. The Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, by the way. And so you can even see the symbol of the sea goat in her throne. But, you even see the little rabbit here. So there's like a sense of like fertility and growth and whatnot. But again, with this full moon in Gemini in your 4th house of like home and family, like there's this nurture, like you're going to be taking care of something or someone. And it's like from all this love, but also because you can. Anyway, you have a big month. You have a big month. It's a very spiritual month. There's a lot of new things happening for you. There's a lot of healing here. You have 3 archangels. I mean, you're good. You're good. A lot of empowerment. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, you're really, really good. You have a lot to celebrate. So, Pisces, with that said, thanks so much. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know what's going on. And if you're a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Next week, we'll obviously talk about more of these aspects that are happening. But yeah, just you're actually really, really good. Of course, there's going to be little moments here and there, but it seems like you're having this really, it's like a rebirth energy for you here. There's this sense of renewal and a lot of healing. and like spiritual growth, which is amazing. Anyway, Pisces, thanks so much. I will see you next week. Okay, bye bye.